So we've got our spill down there. So as it's water, I don't really need any PPE such as gloves. If it was an infectious material or substance, then I would select gloves. I have nice sturdy work boots on with a good tread, just to ensure that I don't slip over whilst working. So my first step for cleaning up the spill is to place wet signs out. This is just to make other employees aware of the hazard and potential risk of injury. So the next step is to get an absorbent material, which today I selected some paper towel. And then first off, what I'll do is just try and absorb as much of the spill as possible. So I required a little bit more, so this is just absorbing all the spill. So I've absorbed most of the liquid with that, and now I'll go about cleaning it just to ensure that it's nice and clean in terms of being disinfected. Right. Okay, so the next step in the spill removal process is to mop it up, and that includes selecting the correct disinfectant and making up the bucket to the correct dilution that the manufacturer has specified. So I'm using just the home brand eucalyptus disinfectant for this, and I have my mop-in bucket just here, which I've already made up. So I have 6 litres of water in the bucket, which, following the manufacturer's specifications, means that I've added 300 millilitres of disinfectant. So and then application time is about 5 minutes. So I've already made that up, and it's with hot water. Right, so the way I go about this is wring out excess water in the mop, spray out the mop like so, just to get a good amount of coverage, and then in a back and forward motion, moving away from the spill, in a back and forward, like figure 8 motion I should say, covering the spill. While I do that, I still have my hazard signs visible. Okay, so now with my rinse mop bucket which I have here, I use the same method, wring out any excess water, and then I just use a figure 8 motion, moving backwards and forwards over the spill. This is just to rinse the area. Once I've thoroughly rinsed that, I wring out and mop several times to try and remove all excess, or as much excess water as I can. And then with this dry mop, I use the same procedure again, just wiping up as much of that liquid as I can. Okay, now I'll show you the procedures that we use to clean and rinse the mop bucket and mop. So I use this sink. This is a sink we use for all our cleaning. We have another bucket that sits in in this sink that we use for cleaning the food and water bowls only, and we take that bucket out and use this sink for cleaning. So I'll just empty the mop bucket, give it a rinse. And then we have our disinfectant spray solution that we use up, and it's specifically made up for the cat room, so we keep it in here. Each section has their own spray bottle, and we make this up to the manufacturer's specifications, which is 1 part to 20 parts, well, 1 part disinfectant solution to 20 parts water. So we've made up that solution, and now I use that just to spray the inside of the mop bucket. I leave that for about 5 minutes, just so it can do its magic and disinfect it. So that's been sitting for 5 minutes now, so what I do is I just rinse it out with water, and then I leave it, I turn the bucket upside down to drain completely and dry.